Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to trim clips in Lightworks. I'm going to show you how to work in the timeline. So I have some clips here. I have a butterfly, I have a bee on a flower, I have a flower, dandelion, and I have kind of an off-color clip of me wiping out in a kayak, which doesn't seem to belong here, but it does for today. So in the timeline, trimming clips is actually so great in Lightworks. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's the best I've ever seen in any editing program. Let's say I want to shorten this clip right here and I want to leave everything else the same. Well, if I take the cursor and place it to the left of this cut point that marks the two clips and I click, now we're in edit mode. If I use J, that's going to shorten this clip and everything else is going to slide right over, and I hit space to stop. I can use the arrow keys. Maybe I can make it slightly longer. I can hit tab to get out of this, and now I just shortened this clip up and left everything else the same. Let's say I want to edit this clip and I want to leave this one the same. Well, I go to the right side and click, and now I am in edit mode on the clip of the bumblebee, and I can use J, K, and L to shorten this. You can actually drag as well. So now I'm just clicking and dragging and making it longer and shorter. Again, you hit tab to get out. And now you've just cut these two clips. Let's say you want to edit both the clips at the same time. So I'm going to, instead of putting this to the right side or the left side of the transition point, I'm going to put it right in the middle and click. Now if I shorten this clip, it will lengthen this clip. And if I lengthen this clip, it'll shorten that one, and vice versa. So let's hit L. This clip is getting shorter, while this clip is getting longer. I'm going to hit space to stop it. I'll hit J to go the other way. I will use the arrow keys to go frame by frame, and when I got it just right, I'll hit tab, and now I'm out of that. And you can click here, and you can just drag as well. You don't need to use J, K, and L. Hit tab to get out. You can click to the left side, and you can just, you can drag. You don't need J, K, and L, but I like J, K, L, and the arrow keys. It just, makes it smoother. So that's the basics of trimming clips. Well, what if I want to trim the audio and the video separately? Well, to do that, you simply deselect one of the tracks. So if I deselect this video track by clicking here on the V1, this is now blacked out. You cannot edit this video track. It is locked. So if I go down to the audio and just click and just drag, I now am making an L cut. I can go over here and I can bring this in and drag this all over, and now I have two L cuts. This audio is now kind of shifted over because I just cut it, and this audio for this clip is in between these two. That's an L cut. Well, let's say I don't want to click here, and in fact, let me tab out of this. I'm going to undo this, so black this out. So if I click here and edit this, this is going to shift this one over too. Well, what if I really don't want it to shift over? If I take this and drag it back over here, put it back where it belongs. See, if I click here again, it's just going to shift it over again. So it's kind of, well, how do you do that? Well, let's put it back where it belongs. Instead of clicking to the side, just click in the middle, right there. And now when you edit this clip, it's going to leave the other one where it is. It's not going to shift it over, and that's what I want to do in this case. If I do that over here, it's going to edit both of them at once because they're both connected. But if I, for example, I put the cursor right here and I hit C, that's going to cut these two audio clips into two different clips. Now if I hit C, these are two different clips now. So if I get rid of this section and I put the cursor right here, I can edit just this one without editing the other one. And then I can put the cursor here maybe. Now I'm editing both of them at once. And if I put it right here, now I can edit multiple at once. As long as I don't tab out of this, I can keep selecting stuff to edit. See, I just did all these at once. Well, if I hit tab out and put it here, now I can just do this one alone, and I put it back to there, hit tab. So let's do that again. I'm going to click right here, and then I'm going to go over and I'm going to click right here, and I'm just going to hit J, And look at that, we're editing several clips at once now because I didn't tab out before I clicked over here. See that? I mean, it's pretty nifty, isn't it? Now I'm gonna deselect this. I will click, I don't know, here. I'll enable this again. I'll click off to here. I'll click in between these two and I'll click right there. Now I'm just gonna hit J and see, I don't even know what's gonna happen. See, I'm just shifting all these clips over at once. I'm editing them all at once. I'll hit tab and get out of it. It's pretty darn cool how quickly and smoothly you can edit with Lightworks just by doing these little trimmy things. Now there is one thing I want to show you. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to Tracks, Add Video. And if you have an empty video track, then sometimes Lightworks will do something strange. See that? It just threw me to the end of the timeline. I'm going to hit Tab to get out of this. I'm going to hit zoom in again. See if I go to trim this clip, I click here, boom, I'm at the end of the timeline. It's a very strange little bug that Lightworks has. Let me find where I am again. Well, the problem is if you have an empty video track, it will do this all the time. I don't know why. You can solve this by putting a clip in the track. Now when you go to trim clips, it will no longer throw you to the end of the timeline like that. I believe disabling the track will work as well. Now the track is disabled, you can trim clips without it throwing you to the end of the timeline. And of course, the other thing you can do is you can just right click and go to Tracks, Delete, Video 2. You can just get rid of the track and it will, let me undo that actually, because I just deleted the wrong track. Right click, Track, Delete, Video 1, sorry. Anyway, so now that you don't have an extra track that's empty, it won't throw you to the end of the timeline either. Now this is how you trim clips in Lightworks. It's very wonderful. I'm just going to show you a few other things. Let's say I want to cut this clip into two. If I hit C, this is now two separate clips. If I want to close this gap, I can right click and hit Close Gap and close the gap. I can deselect the audio and hit C, and I can cut this clip in two at the video and leave the audio as one clip. See, that's now the audio is still one clip, but the video is two. I can do that over here too. See, video is two clips, but the audio is still one. Or I can just go over here, hit C, and cut them both into two clips. This is the vast bulk of what you need to know to use the timeline of Lightworks and how to trim clips. It's all in this right here. It's very easy. It's very nice. It's the best editing program I've used when it comes to trimming clips, bar none. Takes a little bit to get used to, but once you get used to it, you realize how good of a system it really is.